Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to America's most beloved Firehouse Morning Show. A cup of Joe and some Fuego.
Oh my God!
And welcome back to A Cup of Joe and Fuego. I don't have my cup of Joe this morning. I actually have a C4. It's like Fuego. It's like a Joe, but a little more octane in there, bro. Welcome back. This is the show that brings you the interactive show that brings all the news and views from the fire service sent in by you guys. Keep sending them in to KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com. Let's make this community tighter. We got a couple of good ones today. We got some people to recognize, and this is exactly what I want, man. I want everybody to hear about everybody and all the fire service coming together as one. So keep sending them in to KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com. So let's get started and find out what is going on this June 17th, 2025. Okay, we're going to Claymont Fire first, bro. And this one comes in from Chuck Mankin. On Wednesday, May 14th, the Newcastle County Fire Chiefs Association and the Newcastle Firemen's Association held Fire Services Medal Day covering heroic events from the past 5 years. This event recognizes personnel from the county who went above and beyond normal duties, displaying extremely exemplary service in attempt to save lives. As a part of this year's event, 6 members from Claymont Fire Company were recognized for their actions taken during 2 separate incidents. October 28, 2021, while completing the OVM duties at the First Due apartment fire, Kyle McCarthy vented the fire apartment window where he located the victim under debris. Firefighter McCarthy entered the window, reported the victim to command, and removed the victim with assistance from neighboring companies. Firefighter McCarthy was awarded the bronze medal. On March 29, 2024, Engine 13-5 arrived First Due engine to a townhome fire in the Valley Run section of Claymont. 13-5, with reports of entrapment, split 2 members to search and 2 members for fire attack. While entering 13-5, Officer Captain Nicholas Cripps located 1 victim, removing them out to the front door, while firefighters Kofi Ofori Agakim, I'm trying to say that 5 times fast, made his way to the second floor. Firefighter Ofori then located an additional victim and relayed to his officer. Captain Cripps then found a 3rd victim while assisting Firefighter Ofori. 13-5, along with 3 members from the Bethel Fire Department, moved the 2 victims to awaiting members from Tally 25 and Ladder 25. Captain Nicholas Cripps received the Medal of Valor. Firefighter EMT Kofi Ofori received the Meritorious Service Award. Firefighter EMT Adam Golden received the Meritorious Service Award. Firefighter Antonio Klein received the Meritorious Service Award. Firefighter Anthony Santini received the Meritorious Service Award, Meritorious Service. So congratulations to these guys. And this just tells the story that I'm always preaching. All of us do the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're FDNY or Claymont or on the left coast or up north or the middle of the country. Guys are putting their lives on the line every single day to do this, man. And God bless them. Congratulations, guys. You deserve it. All right. I'm going to change this up here, put myself down here so we can see a full picture. That was Claymont. Here we got another one. This one is coming in. Okay. It says, "Hey, Kubes, my name is Andy Bouchenville, but I go by Andy or Bouche." Yeah, I know it rhymes with douche. I was a fireman and paramedic for over 25 years before I hurt my back and could no longer work. I've been wanting to send you these photos for a while. I know they are not fire scene, but they are still part of the job, and I thought you may find them interesting. Absolutely, Bouche. In August 1988, while attending International Auto Extrication Competition in La Crosse, Wisconsin, I was fire explorer for my local fire department in Illinois. I met Captain Vigiano, what a guy to meet, and others from Rescue 2. I spoke with Captain Vigiano about what it was like to be FDNY firefighter and life on a rescue. At the time, I had no idea how big these guys were and would be to the fire service. Andrew J. Bouchenville, a.k.a. the Bouche. Well, those are some impressive guys to meet in the 80s, bro. I am sure that left a lasting mark on you. Congratulations, man. Thanks for sharing that with us. We absolutely love that. This next one's coming in from Baltimore City, and I love this guy's name. Rusty Brown, Baltimore City, going to work. It's not Brown. It's Rusty Brown coming in from Baltimore. I don't know which guy Rusty is, but they do some work there, man, in Baltimore. They do a lot of work in Baltimore City. Thanks for sending that in, Rusty. And here we go with an old one. I'm going to the glass plate factory here, bro. Going to the glass plate. This one is coming in. It is 1902, a fire in Murray Hill up in Manhattan. 1902, guys. That's a way back. That's over 100 years ago, man. Good stuff. Look at this. You see the one fireman here with the rubber coat and the leather. All right. And last but not least, Kubes. Here are a few pictures of an early morning house fire in Augusta County. I know who this is. This is my boy. It's got to be Steve Greps. Yep. In Augusta County, Middlebrook Fire Station 3 is where I am a career station lieutenant. I wasn't working this day. The last picture on the list tells what departments. Responded Steve Greps. I don't know if I have that last picture. I only put two of them up, Stevie. Sorry. But like I say, they're doing it all over the place. Woo! There you go. That's a nice one. There you go. Augusta County, Steve Greps house fire. Excellent. Okay, so this one's is that time. It is for what happened on this date in history. We look back at famous firefighters. It says, hey, Kubes, Hank here. I thought you might want to use this for the next look back segment for your Cup of Joe show. I researched this as part of my line of duty death research. May they all rest in eternal peace. Thank you, Hank. Thank you for getting this. Made my job a lot easier. So this was a fire that happened in Boston, I believe. So here we go. Let's find a little bit about this fire that went on. It says on June 17th, 1972, at 14:35 hours, a fire was called in at the Hotel Vendome in Boston. Hours later, it would become the site of the darkest day in Boston Fire Department history. Though the fire was discovered by construction workers and reported immediately, it was believed that the fire was burning for an unknown period before discovery. The blaze consumed the upper floors of the roof before it was called under control in just under 3 hours. Minutes later, a large portion of the building collapsed, trapping several firefighters. Oh, let's see, I have more pictures here. I do. In the end, 9 firefighters lost their lives. Another 8 were injured. Hotel Vendome was built in 1871 on the corner of Commonwealth Avenue and Dartmouth Street in Boston. Boston's Back Bay section. Like many of the buildings of that era, the hotel was ordinary construction. For nearly 100 years, the building was dangerously close to the capacity of its support structure. But the events of June 17th pushed that danger over the edge of its limits. Fire suppression operations delivered between 5,000 and 10,000 gallons of water to the structure, adding 42,000 to 84,000 of live load to an already compromised building. Some of this water was also accumulated on floors, surfaces, but a substantial volume of water was also absorbed into the plaster between the floor and the ceiling. I have another one in there. Let's see. Yeah, that's terrible. So they lost 9 guys that day, line of duty. And this is what they have there right now. This is in its place. Great little monument there to these brothers who lost their lives in the line of duty. All right, let's go to the videotape, Warner Wolf. It says the first one here is just happened yesterday, I believe. This was a literal towering inferno in Dubai.
No problem. Material you have it for right? Okay. One glass in a
Yeah, man. Yeehaw. They had the job cut out for them, man. They had their hands full of that job. Dubai, and that was yesterday. Okay, so let's go to, of course, where we go on the FDNY. Why? Because they're the greatest in the world. Total collapse. Early arrival. Brooklyn third alarm box 787. Fire throughout 2 wood frames. Let me see if I can find this one. Here we go. Yes, man. We had some heavy hitters there, too. 111, truck 111, a lot of 124, a lot of 112, a lot of 102, 214. Those are some heavy hitting companies, man. Good job, good job, good job. All right, where are we going next? Of course, we can't go to the FDNY all the time. So we'll go to North Philly, 22nd Street, North Philly, structural fire, heavy fire, ladder 14, occupant rescued from 3rd floor dwelling.
Responding 2937 North 22nd Street, with the exception of engine 15 engine 34. Responding 2937 North 22nd Street, with the exception of engine 15 engine 34. Needed. Over service paragraph 0. Responding with attack.
There you go. North Philly doing it. All right. Of course, like always now we started to do, we're going to give you a couple of motivational pieces right here. This will get you going, man. Here we go.
Pop said to me, son, it's a truly lucky man who knows what he wants to do in this world, because that man will never work a day in his life.
Me too, brother. And here's the last one. This is a probie school. This is Captain Metcalf. I don't know if he's a lieutenant at this point, but he gives a nice motivational speech too to the probies.
Gentlemen, take your seats. Gentlemen, everybody who wears this uniform has been in your seat. Thousands of guys have been here before you. We've all been through it. What you're not understanding is just how big a commitment that this is going to be in your life. This is a huge commitment. You got to really want this job. More than anything else in the whole world, you got to want to be a fireman. When you get that diploma that day, it's not something that they hand off to you. It's in here, bro. It's in here. And you got to make it come out.
Yeah, bro. That's it. It's inside you. You got to make it come out. I love that line, man. Why can't I get back to the screen that I want? Here we go. So that does it for another episode of A Cup of Joe and Some Fuego. Guys, keep sending the stuff. And a couple things I ask you, man. Send the stuff to KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com. Check out our membership. It's going to be on every video. I think it's like $5.99 a month. You get all new extra content that nobody's going to get. Paul Hashhagen episodes. I'm going to film some stuff in Manhattan this Saturday on old firehouses that were volley houses that the building is still standing from the 1800s. That'll be on there. The line of duty deaths segment's going to be on there. All of that stuff. Check it out in our membership. And all I ask you to do is, as well, share this. Let's build this community up, man. Share it to a friend. Share it to 3 friends. Take the link. Send it to 3 fireman friend, and see if we can get this thing to build up. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with a comment. You see how I use these little motivational things. And what he said was, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Give me a story in the comments of showing me how much, and showing the audience how much you really love this job. I'll give you one for me. I was away on my honeymoon in Hawaii. I went to a payphone to call a firehouse to see if there were any jobs going on. The guy answered the phone and says, "Are you on your honeymoon?" I'm like, "Yep." And he hung up on me. But that's the craziness. That's the love of our job, man. I was away in paradise, and all I wanted to know if I was missing any jobs back at the firehouse. So in your comments, tell me a way that I could see that you love this job. Until then, man, stay low and go. I love you guys. As always, be safe, God bless, and share this video.